Hello fellow World of Warcraft fans, welcome back to a new video on my channel. Today it's about the new bonus rolls from patch 12.1. There were a lot of questions, are there bonus rolls again, where do I get them, and so on. We'll take a look at that in this video. Spoiler, theoretically there are already some you can get. But you also have to do a quest line again to get the bonus rolls twice a week. It has started now. I'll show you where it all takes place. And also where the upgrade station will be in the future, where you can upgrade items. So all of that in this video. I would be really happy if you like and find these things helpful. Leave a like and most importantly, subscribe. It's free and helps me out a lot. So let's get started. Point number 1, bonus rolls. You won't be able to buy them from this vendor anymore in the future. They used to be available there originally. You could buy them there for 6 Thalassic Commendation tokens. In the future, all these items will be in here. You can see it here. You can then click on the item you want to have, or you can choose a nebulous empty core here. To unlock this, you need to fill 3 rows in your vault. So if you only do Mythic Plus, run 8 dungeons, and then you can choose in the next week. Either take an item or pick the bonus roll. Basically, as a non-raider, I would recommend taking the items if they are strong. The bonus rolls works the same way this season as they did in the first season. You can roll an extra time. And the entire loot pool of a dungeon is available to you. That means if I were to roll for loot in Ruby life pools, I would have these 8 items in the pool here. For example, I would get the shield first. Then there are only 7 left in the pool. And with the next rolls, I can only get 1 of the other 7. That means if, for example, I have the opportunity, I get a strong mythic, leg piece here. Or I'm thinking about whether I should use the bonus roll to gamble for a trinket. It's just a 1 in 8 chance. I would rather take the guaranteed item upgrades first instead of gambling with it. For raiders, the whole thing looks a bit different in some cases. But, well, it is what it is. Otherwise, again here, the items have, if you bonus roll them from Mythic Plus, Mythic item level. So in other words, they're then at 320. That's already, pretty nice. You can't complain about that. I think it's 318. And you can keep upgrading it. If you bonus roll in the raid, it just depends on what item level the boss has available. So if you use the thing on the first boss, you can see here, it drops 318. If you drop it on the last boss, you can see here, it drops 344. And that's also one of the reasons why you especially want to use the bonus roll in the raid. Because at the end, it's just better. The items are so much better than the others. But it is what it is. In the end, like I said, there's also a Questline again. And you can start it again this week. And this time the whole thing will be. It's combined here with the catalyst, so all in all. In the first season, you had to travel here to Voidstorm, to Deximus, who then gave you the quests there. And there you could always exchange them again. Now, in this season, Voidstorm isn't really that relevant anymore. Accordingly, you can get it here now. But for this, you still have to go to Decimus. He has the quest in the shadow of the catalyst. And then you'll be told, talk to Orin Will-o'-the-Wisp in Silvermoon. So, there. Let's quickly head back now. And then we can actually start the quest line. I think it will be like in 12.0 with a catalyst. You'll probably have to do 4 or 5 weeklies. Overall, I think it took about 6 or 7 weeks to unlock it, so right now I assume that we'll get the bonus rolls plus the void cores in October. The thing with me, according to a realistic schedule, so you go back here to this nice lady, and there, you'll get it. Bam! The next quest, Prismatic Potential. Collect 10 elemental void core shards from raid bosses in Season 2 of Midnight. Bountiful Delves, Mythic Plus dungeons, and Nightmare loot hunts in the end. If you've done the quest, you still haven't unlocked any bonus rolls. I assume if it's like in Season 1, we now have to assemble these 10 elemental void core shards for 4 weeks in a row. And then there will be another one. They'll give a different kind of weekly where we'll have to collect items again for 2 or 3 weeks. But attention, you only need to do this on 1 character per week. Still, I recommend you pick up this quest as early as possible. There's also a catch-up mechanism, so you can catch up on the quests you haven't done by then. But especially now at the start of the season, you'll be able to get the items together. That's why, go for it. I personally recommend it to you. If you already know you're farming Mythic Plus all week, then you don't really have to do much there. Yeah. To get hold of these shards, if you say, I don't have much time and it's a bit tight, I would mainly try to do these Nightmare loot hunts. You can, in theory, also go through the LFR. And you can get it there. At least the first 2 bosses are available, or, well, Bountiful Delves. But it's really important that these things are bountiful. That means they have to glow like that. If you go into normal delves, you won't get this item. That was also the case in Season 1. And actually, that's pretty practical. The difficulty of the Bountiful Delves doesn't matter at this point. You can go in there too, theoretically, if you say, yeah, that's easier for me. You farm those 4 things, that's it, end of story, and then it's all done. Yeah, so far so good. Those were actually the most important points at this stage. That's why currently I would say, oh no, we won't buy the beginner set on this character, I'll do that on my Boomkin. So currently you can get them through these bonus rolls via the vault. And beyond that, only again in about, 5, 6, 7 weeks when they get unlocked. There you'll also get those empty cores and the shards again, which you can use to upgrade trinkets and this time also necklaces and weapons. And yeah, I think that's going to be a really good thing. And as I said, everything will then take place at the Catalyst and not in Voidstorm. That's it, we're done. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video. Have a great time and take care.